Nice to meet you again, Frank. How do you do?
Nice to see you. Thank you for coming by.
We just finished Shoden and Hokkuden with Jikiden Reiki with you, and I wonder if I can ask some question around that.
Sure.
Can you tell us what is Jikiden Reiki? What is this form of Reiki?
Jikiden Reiki is Usui Reiki, is the traditional teaching, the way that my teacher Chiyoko Yamaguchi or Chiyoko Sensei learned it from her teacher Hayashi Sensei, and how he learned it from his teacher Usui Sensei.
Okay, so very close
very close,
Usui,
yeah. So the word Jikiden, it's not a brand or a brand name like Gucci or something, but just means traditional, and this is our trademark, our sign, our intention, really, to teach the same way that we have learned it from the past and not to change it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is what we do, and therefore our teaching doesn't change.
Yeah.
Yeah. It always remains as is.
It's very traditional. So.
Traditional.
Yeah.
It's not better than anything else. It's just traditional teaching, and the traditional teaching is done in a certain way, and we follow that way because we feel comfortable with it.
Yeah. Okay. Who's leading this? Who's kept the tradition as it is? You have a center in Japan. How does it work? So
it was taught by Hayashi Sensei, and we know a couple of people who learned from him. One was Takata Sensei, whom you all know, and then the other was Chiyoko Sensei or Chiyoko Yamaguchi, who was my teacher. So they had the same teacher. They learned just about the same time. And then in the Takata style Reiki, the teaching was altered, not only by her, but also by people who came after her, by her students, by her students' students, also depending on culture, on the environment in which that was taught and practiced. And in my teacher's case, it wasn't changed. Yeah? Her whole family had learned Reiki in the early to mid and late 1930s, and they just practiced it or kept practicing it like this until I met her in 1999. And since then, she taught it to a group of people first. They were thinking they were not going to teach too many people, just a few, and then stopped. They didn't realize that people would like it so much. They didn't expect it would grow so big, and after Chiyoko Sensei passed away in 2003, her youngest son, Tadao Yamaguchi, took over, and I'm the vice representative of that institute, which is located in Kyoto, and we have now about 35,000 students.
Wow, amazing.
So it has grown quite unexpectedly big. Yeah. We do our best to keep it the same way, and to keep it simple, to keep it kind, to keep it loving, and it's a beautiful, beautiful teaching.
Yeah, I discovered a lot of difference between Western Reiki, which I didn't know actually that they were, if you can say, two-way, traditional with Jikiden Reiki and Western Reiki with so many different. For example, you don't send Reiki to situation, to a relation that need harmony, or even to a peace in the world. Why in Jikiden Reiki you don't send like this Reiki? Yes,
we consider that Reiki was in Usui Sensei's word Shin, Kaizen, Usui Reiki Ryoho, the Usui Reiki healing method for the improvement of heart and mind and body. So it's not meant originally not meant for working on situations or helping earthquake victims, which is a nice thing to do, but the practice is meant for treating clients or treating people or oneself, one-on-one, or maybe treating one person with a group of people, but not the other way around. Not one person treating 100,000 people who are elsewhere. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to do, it's just originally wasn't thought that way. And there's always what you call it, a split, yeah, between do I want to keep a technique traditional, or do I want to allow space for development? Yeah. And this is the decision that a school has to make at some point.
Yeah, of course.
Whether they will go this way or they will go that way. We decided we will go this way, traditional. Huh?
Yeah. So Mikao Usui wasn't sending Reiki to a better situation, to maybe get a job or stuff like that.
Not that I know. No, I mean, I know only from my teacher when we asked her, can you do Reiki to a group of people abroad somewhere, let's say earthquake victims or something, or so she would say, hey, look, help one person. You know, if you can help one person, that's great. Beautiful. So it's very simple, down to earth. And I can also see the point that if you think that you can help 150,000 earthquake victims with what you do from your living room, easy chair, all relaxed, thinking I'm gonna do some Reiki for those poor devils, I don't think that's such a good thing for your mind. Yeah, you will then be likely to overestimate your powers. It's better to be humble, and I think, and work on one person, help one person, and make the change from your immediate environment. So don't go too big. Just be nice, be kind, be loving in your family. From your family, spread out to your acquaintances. When you go shopping, be kind. When you go to the bank, be in your heart. You know, whatever you do, be kind and loving and sweet. And then the world will change like that. Don't try to go too big. I don't think it's healthy.
You explained to us that the point was to be centered in the present. So during the class I asked you, okay, but why should I use this universe and this beautiful energy to maybe send in the future so I could be better after? And you explained to us that if we are good right now, the future will be better. So is the point of Jikiden Reiki is working on now, here and now?
Exactly. Yeah, the point is always now. We consider that everything that happened in the past and everything that's happening or will happen in the future is here or determined here. So if my action here and if my inner state here is good, will have cleaned the past and will have a good future. So let's take as an example, if a child has a test at school, and the mom is at home thinking, oh, I can do some Reiki and send some Reiki to my boy who's having his test, so he will take a good test. If you say that to a Jikiden Reiki practitioner, that person will say, you're just putting a band-aid on the problem. You're not fixing it. So instead of sending something to a situation, to the boy, so he can do a good test, why don't you work on his lack of self-confidence before, fix that, and then you don't have to do nothing. He will just go to school and give his best. So this is how we look at it, kind of more simple.
Okay, I understand. You told us just right now that the goal of Jikiden Reiki is Shin, Kaizen, Usui, Reiki, Ryoho. Can you give us a translation, maybe a short explanation? How do you reach that point?
So the Shin, the first Shin means heart and mind. In Japanese culture, that's one. The second one is the physical body, and then Kaizen means improvement. So it's the Usui, Reiki, or soul energy healing method, Ryoho, for the improvement of body, physical body, heart and mind. So for that we have many techniques in Reiki that you all know. One of the techniques is the Gokai, the 5 principles. They are to heal the mind of its impurities, of its challenges, the anger, the worry, all the negative emotions that we might have. And then we have our hands-on treatment, which works on the improvement of the physical body, but also on the improvement of the psycho-emotional self, because you can never just touch the physical, you always touch the psycho-emotional as well. So if somebody is sick, their minds will be tense, their mind will be tense, their emotional state of being will be shaky, and if you touch their body, the body gets better, and also heart and mind relax. So this is the basic theme around Reiki, improving what can be improved, and what can be improved is body and mind. The soul, or the spirit, or the essence, or the unspeakable, whatever you call it, doesn't need improvement at all. It's already fine as it is. So this is the purpose, and maybe we explain it by talking a little bit about Buddhist philosophy. So in Buddhist philosophy, it's kind of clear that life is suffering. I'm sure you've heard this before. And because they say life is suffering, people think Buddhism is some kind of negative thing, but it's not meant like that at all. But suffering depends on physical body and the psycho-emotional self. In the physical body there is suffering at some point. You get sick, you get injured, you get old, no way to avoid it. And we all know psychologically and emotionally there is suffering. There's suffering in relationship, there's suffering in your job, there's suffering with your parents, with your kids, with your partners, with everything. So Reiki is aimed to alleviate all those kinds of suffering, and that's the purpose of it and nothing else. And once that is taken care of, all the materialistic or material things don't really matter. When I'm happy, I can be happy under the bridge or in the bamboo hut. I don't also do Reiki here. And I can do Reiki, and I don't need to improve my bank balance. It's not necessary.
Yesterday you show us Chiyoko Sensei movie, and she was saying there is no theory in Reiki. There is only practice. Let the wrong things go out of yourself, and a theory you will discover by experience. So I say to myself, okay, this is Jikiden Reiki, a way to simplicity. Let natural development come and just take care of the bad move we can do.
That's how I see it too. Of course, it's not everybody's cup of tea. So some people like complicated things, complicated techniques. And for those people, complicated techniques are good. I'm a simple-minded character. I have a very simple mind. I'm more comfortable with easy, with simple things, and I feel comfortable around that. It's really just a question of personal taste. And I do agree with Chiyoko Sensei, who says forget all the theories, go and practice, and it will all come to you. The thing is in the practice. So Reiki is not a religion, not at all. It has religious sentiments that come from Shinto, from Buddhism, from Taoism, from Confucianism, but it's not a religion, not at all. This is not what Usui Sensei intended. And however, there are some aspects that come from Buddhism or from Shinto or from whatever. And one of those aspects is that you do things not to get something, but you do it for its own sake. In Zen Buddhism, they call that enlightened action. So you're not striving for enlightenment, for something, some carrot that's in front of your nose. in which by definition you can never reach because you have put it there yourself, yeah, and you're just running, but that what you're doing is the enlightenment in itself. So the meditation, when you sit, is not done to get enlightened, because you cannot. But the sitting is enlightenment. And the same is true for Reiki. We're not doing Reiki to get enlightened or to get something, to reach something, not even to make somebody healthy or to help somebody in the future. We're doing it now because it's enlightened action. You're just sitting there, you have your hands on your client, you are here, you are present, they are here, they are present, and you celebrate your life together.
Wow.
Huh?
No, big,
Sweet.
Big stuff. Yeah. Then maybe that's why everything is so simple in Jikiden. Yeah. What is simple is to understand that then we have to repeat. It's that kind of.
Yeah, because the enlightenment is in the practice. Yeah, so you don't repeat to get something, to get a certificate, to say, I've done that, I've been there, now something new. You do the same thing over and over and over again, yeah? Like in Tai Chi or in the martial arts, where you keep practicing again, and even though you already know how to do it, you keep practicing it over and over again.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the practice that's the deal, yeah, the action with the right mind. That's the thing. And if we do something with the right mind again and again and again, hopefully that right mind attitude will become part of our daily life.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Great idea. Yeah, okay. Yeah, very different from the Western mentality, or which I want to reach a career and stuff. Yeah. So, I wonder I know you will not say everything to me because it's about Reiju, but just a point, in Western Reiki, we do initiation with a master, Usui master symbol, and I discovered there is a few months ago that it wasn't a Usui symbol, so you don't need the Daikomyo symbol to get Reiju, to do Reiju?
No, you don't need. So in our Japanese traditions, that symbol does not exist. For some reason, exists only in the Western Reiki lineages.
Yeah. So Usui Sensei did not need Daikomyo symbol to.
No.
Okay. Wow.
No.
Wow. Okay.
There's an interesting book for all of you that you might want to read by one of my friends. His name is Nishina. Masaki Nishina. It's called Reiki in Japan, and he explains that very beautifully. It's a nice book, and while we're talking about books, I will show you a new book written by two of my friends.
Women in Reiki.
Women in Reiki.
Under the video, you can order it.
Yeah.
Women in Reiki. So that was the time.
You will love it. It's beautiful. I know, because I worked a little bit with them, and I've known both of them for many years. And it will have lots of historical information and lots of cultural information that's really useful to understand that simplicity that we just talked about.
So we can go deeper. Okay. I'd love to just ask you a question. I have a lot from a student, and everybody want to know this in France, so maybe you can say what you think about it. How can we protect against negative energy when we practice Reiki?
Open your heart.
Yeah.
Full.
How to do this?
Full. You open your heart fully. Yeah? So how to do it? This is practice. Again, it's practice. Yeah. So opening your heart, I think the first thing that's really important to do is to breathe properly. To breathe into your lower abdomen. When you breathe below your navel, about 2-3 centimeters, you make a lot of space, and then your chest can really open up. Plus, when you breathe deep down, you stay in your center, and when you're in your center, nobody can hurt you, ever.
Wow.
Yeah?
Okay.
When you're just relaxed and in harmony with yourself, you're fine. Yeah? And then whatever happens, yeah? So imagine you're in love, and I know you all know what that's like. Yeah? So you're in love, and you go out, and you just want to hug everybody and kiss everybody because you're so happy, and you want to share that with everybody. And then some guy comes and insults you. Yeah? What happened?
Yeah.
Nothing, because you're in there fully. Yeah? Nothing happens.
And the true protection.
Yeah? So this is protection. You open your heart, yeah? You fill your heart with love, and if you don't know how to do it otherwise, just imagine you just sit and take a few deep breaths and imagine your heart is like a room or some kind of vessel, yeah? Empty vessel, an empty pot,
Yeah.
something nice looking, yeah? Maybe the shape of the heart as it is. And then you can use your breath to breathe in love and slowly, slowly fill up that vessel. Really imagine how it's empty at first, and then take another breath and it's filling up and it's filling up, and now it's already where the two chambers are like this. And at some point that heart is full of love. This, maybe you want to add some color, pink or green or something lovely, yeah? And then you can imagine how this vessel overflows, and it's here in your chest and it overflows, and then maybe you can even imagine how it overflows beyond your body. Yeah? So you create this atmosphere of love and kindness and sweetness, and that's it. Yeah? And if you're in that, nobody can hurt you, and most likely people will not try either, because they take one look at you and they go, oh, hopeless case.
Wrong.
I will go and hurt somebody else instead. Yeah?
Okay, and can you share with us an advice if we are not in this kind of state of mind because of the bad things happen for us, and we have to do a Reiki session to other, which we know have bad energy inside, pure sense. What can we do to protect themselves? Because we are not in love, but we have to do this session. Well, Reiki professional, for example.
So being in love it's a nice example, but it's also not really correct. Yeah? Because okay, I'm in love with my wife, yeah? But I cannot make that love that I have in my heart dependent on my wife, because for example now she's in Greece, I'm here, yeah? But I still want to be able to love, to be loving. Yeah? So you learn with time, with exercise, to be able to access that love that is in your heart at any time, and don't make it dependent on others. Just you by yourself. Yeah? Do this exercise, filling your heart with love, yeah? Paying attention to that sweetness inside. Do it every day, and at some point it's a knack. Yeah? You know how to do it.
Like a button.
Yeah? You push that button and boom, it's there. It's not pretending, yeah? Not going, I love everybody, I love everybody, no, yeah? But really to feel it.
And before we reach this point, are we in danger if we do a Reiki treatment?
No, not at all.
What if I'm not in love because I'm just a beginner? Or
not at all.
What protect me if it's not love?
Nothing.
Okay.
It's okay, yeah? It's fine. Yeah? One of the things we have to do is we have to get away from this fear that something can hurt us. Yeah? We have to get away from this idea. So if let's say I'm afraid, I put a gun in my pocket, then every time I have to, when I go out, I have to check, do I have it? Yeah, I have it, okay, but now I have to look if it's loaded, yeah, so I take it out and then I open it, it has bullets inside, okay, and then I put it back, then I think, oh wait, did I put the safety off, because I don't want to shoot myself in the leg. So it's a can of worms, yeah, it's trouble when you try to protect yourself, yeah? And when I remember one of the sayings of Henry Ford, the guy who started the Ford Motor Company, yeah? Very clever. He said, whether you think that you can or you think that you can't, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all in your attitude. If I expect negativity, hurt, pain, I'm going to get it. If I expect love and kindness, I'm going to get it. Yeah, so it's a question of attitude. It's not what you may call positive thinking, yeah, where you hypnotize yourself into some catatonic state. No, but you generate an atmosphere of love and kindness in your heart, and that will spread from you.
Okay. So it's more feeling, walking on feeling, not on the thought directly.
Plus, whatever you do, you're sending that message out. So if I go out to people and I am relaxed, I look relaxed, maybe I have a little bit of a smile on my lips or so, yeah? People are more likely to react likewise to you. Yeah? When they see you, they go, oh wow, he's in a good mood, oh nice. Huh? Or you go, oh nice guy, oh, nice lady, wow, in a good mood.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Arjava. Thank you for all of us, and we continue this journey. Dankeschön.
Okay.